Have you ever felt the ache of someone walking away, leaving you wondering if they'd ever regret their choice? Maybe they thought leaving you meant freedom. But what if you could transform that loss into your greatest strength? Today, we're diving into 8 powerful Stoic-inspired rules that will not only rebuild your inner peace, but make them question their decision daily. Through stories of resilience, emotional detachment, and self-improvement, I'll show you how to turn rejection into a tool for growth. Imagine becoming so grounded, so confident, that their absence no longer defines your worth. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This video is about regaining that strength, finding clarity, and redefining your life on your terms. Stay with me to discover practical lessons rooted in Stoic philosophy, crafted for modern challenges. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join our Stoic Narratives official community for more tools to thrive and inspire. Let's begin. 1. Never chase. Have you ever found yourself chasing someone who walked away, desperately hoping they'd notice how much you care? It's a natural response, driven by fear of loss and the desire for closure. But here's a truth rooted in Stoic philosophy. Chasing someone who's left doesn't bring them back. It only diminishes your self-worth. Instead of seeking their validation, you must focus on reclaiming your strength and purpose. Let me share a story about a man who was left by his partner. She told him he wasn't ambitious enough, that he wasn't going anywhere in life. For weeks he was paralyzed by rejection, trying everything to win her back. He texted, called, and even sent flowers, but every effort pushed her further away. One day, while standing in front of the mirror, he realized the painful truth. The more he chased her, the more he lost himself. It was in that moment he made a decision. He would stop chasing her and start chasing his dreams. He began by focusing on something he could control: his health. At first, it was just small steps, 20 minutes at the gym each day. But over time, fitness became his passion. He transformed his body and his mindset, eventually becoming a personal trainer, helping others reclaim their confidence. A year later, his ex reached out, saying, "You've changed." His reply was simple but powerful: "I realized I'm better off without you." That was his breakthrough, not just in moving on, but in rediscovering his worth. This story teaches a crucial lesson: chase your goals, not people. When you stop chasing, you redirect your energy inward, focusing on what truly matters: your growth and your future. This aligns perfectly with the Stoic principle of emotional detachment. As Epictetus said, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things beyond our control. You cannot control someone's decision to leave, but you can control how you respond. And in refusing to chase, you regain your freedom. Here's how you can start applying this principle. First, acknowledge the loss. It's natural to feel hurt, but don't let that pain define you. Write down your emotions, process them, and release them. Second, set new goals. Focus on something that excites you, whether it's improving your health, learning a new skill, or pursuing a long-held passion. Finally, visualize your future self. See yourself as someone stronger and more confident, and take small, consistent steps to become that person. Chasing isn't just about actions, it's a mindset. By refusing to chase, you signal to yourself and the world that your value doesn't depend on anyone else's approval. You become steady, unshaken, like a mountain. And here's the irony: when you stop chasing them, they start noticing you. Not because you sought their attention, but because you became someone unforgettable. 2. Elevate your standards. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to take you for granted? It's not because you lack value. It's because you haven't set clear boundaries or expectations. Raising your standards isn't about arrogance. It's about recognizing your worth and refusing to settle for less than you deserve. In Stoic philosophy, this means aligning your actions with your core values and focusing on what truly matters. When you elevate your standards, you naturally filter out relationships and opportunities that don't serve you and open the door to a more fulfilling life. Let me share a story. A woman spent years in emotionally draining relationships, always giving more than she received. She believed her kindness and sacrifices would inspire her partners to change, but it never worked. After another painful breakup, she realized the problem wasn't just the people she chose, but the low expectations she tolerated. She had been accepting behaviors that didn't align with her values, leaving her feeling undervalued and depleted. Determined to change, she shifted her focus to personal growth. She enrolled in a professional development course, joined a women's networking group, and began setting higher standards for how she wanted to be treated. By improving her skills and expanding her horizons, she attracted people who matched her energy and ambition. Months later, at a networking event, she met someone who admired her independence and drive. Their relationship grew, built on mutual respect and shared values. Meanwhile, her ex tried to reconnect, but she no longer felt the need to respond. She had outgrown that version of herself. This story teaches a vital lesson. When you raise your standards, you eliminate what doesn't align with your values and make room for what does. People who once took you for granted may notice the change, but by then, you'll be too focused on your growth to care. So, how do you start raising your standards? First, identify your values. Reflect on what matters most to you, whether it's honesty, ambition, kindness, or independence, and let those principles guide your decisions. Second, set clear boundaries. Communicate your expectations openly and stand firm when they're not met. Finally, invest in yourself. Commit to learning new skills, pursuing passions, or improving your health. When you value yourself, others will naturally follow suit. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. By focusing on your values and self-worth, you cultivate emotional resilience and build a life that truly reflects who you are. Raising your standards isn't about excluding people. It's about creating space for those who respect and uplift you. Ask yourself, are you setting the bar high enough? Let us know in the comments how you plan to elevate your standards. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights on personal growth and Stoic wisdom. 3. Create a life of fulfillment. Have you ever felt that life loses its meaning when someone leaves? Perhaps you've been called boring or felt overlooked. But here's the truth. Your life is only as vibrant as the passions you choose to pursue. Stoic philosophy teaches us that fulfillment comes from within, not from external validation. To truly move forward, you must create a life so rich and meaningful that it outshines the past and even makes others reflect on what they've lost. Let me tell you about a man who was once told he was too boring by his partner. Crushed by the breakup, he spent weeks questioning his worth. Then, one day, while scrolling through social media, he saw a video of someone kayaking down a river and thought, why not me? That small spark of curiosity ignited a passion for adventure. He signed up for a local kayaking class and soon fell in love with the thrill of exploring nature. As his confidence grew, so did his enthusiasm. He tried rock climbing and hiking and even started documenting his adventures through videos. What began as a way to escape heartbreak became a source of joy and inspiration. A year later, his social media was filled with breathtaking photos and videos of his journeys. His ex eventually commented on one of his posts, saying, "I didn't know you had this side to you." He didn't respond because by that point, her opinion no longer mattered. This story reveals an important lesson. A fulfilling life not only heals you, but also forces others to see what they've lost. When you channel your energy into passions, hobbies, and goals that excite you, you rediscover your worth in ways no one else can define. Fulfillment doesn't come from others approving your choices. It comes from living a life that makes you excited to wake up every day. To start building a life of fulfillment, first rediscover what excites you. Think about activities or hobbies you've always wanted to try. It could be painting, learning an instrument, or starting a new fitness routine. Second, commit to exploration. Don't worry about being perfect. The joy lies in trying new things and growing through the process. Third, share your journey. Document your progress, not for validation, but to celebrate how far you've come and to inspire yourself to keep going. As Seneca said, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Don't waste another moment waiting for someone else to give your life meaning. Instead, focus on creating a life that reflects your passions and values. When you live a life of fulfillment, it shows. People can't help but notice the light in your eyes and the energy you radiate. So what's stopping you from starting today? Drop a comment sharing one thing you'll pursue this week. 4. Embrace the power of silence. Have you ever noticed how silence can sometimes say more than words? When someone wrongs us, the natural urge is to react, explain, or even seek revenge. But Stoic philosophy teaches us something different. Silence is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. By choosing silence, you protect your peace, maintain your dignity, and shift the power dynamic in your favor. Let me share a story. A woman discovered her partner had been unfaithful. She felt an overwhelming urge to confront him, to demand answers, to make him feel the pain she was experiencing. But then she paused. Instead of reacting, she quietly packed her belongings, left the relationship, and never looked back. She didn't send angry messages or post emotional outbursts on social media. Months later, her hard work paid off when she launched a successful business that gained public recognition. Her ex, now watching from the sidelines, reached out with a simple message, "You've changed." She didn't reply, not because she wanted revenge, but because her silence spoke louder than any words ever could. This story holds a profound lesson. Silence is a powerful response that forces others to reflect on their actions. By refusing to react, you show that you are in control of your emotions. You demonstrate that your energy is too valuable to waste on those who don't deserve it. Now, you might wonder, how can silence help in practical terms? First, it creates space for reflection. When you stop reacting to every provocation, you allow yourself to see the situation with clarity. Second, it sets boundaries. Silence communicates that you won't engage in unnecessary drama or give others control over your emotional state. Finally, it demands respect. People are often taken aback when you don't react the way they expect, and this can shift the dynamic in your favor. To apply this principle, start by practicing mindfulness. When faced with a difficult situation, take a moment to breathe and ground yourself. Remind yourself that not every action requires a reaction. Next, redirect your energy. Instead of dwelling on what was lost, focus on your growth and accomplishments. And finally, trust the process. Silence may feel uncomfortable at first, but over time, it becomes a source of power and resilience. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Silence is a choice, and by embracing it, you reclaim control over your life. So the next time you feel the urge to respond, remember this. Your silence can speak volumes. Let it show your strength, protect your peace, and remind others of what they've lost. 5. Master non-reactivity. Have you ever felt the intense urge to respond when someone hurt or provoked you? It's natural to want to defend yourself, lash out, or seek justice. But Stoic philosophy teaches us a timeless truth. True power lies not in reacting, but in choosing not to react. By mastering the art of non-reactivity, you show emotional strength, self-control, and a clear focus on what truly matters. Let me share a story. A man attended a party where his ex was also present. During a conversation, she made a passive-aggressive comment about his career in front of others, hoping to embarrass him. Everyone waited for his reaction, expecting him to defend himself or retaliate. Instead, he simply smiled, thanked her for her perspective, and shifted the conversation to a positive topic. His calm demeanor left the room impressed, and his ex visibly unsettled. Later that evening, a guest told him, "The way you handled that was incredible. It showed you're on a whole different level now." This was the power of non-reactivity in action. The lesson here is profound. When you don't react, you control the narrative. By refusing to be provoked, you demonstrate that you're above the drama and unaffected by others' attempts to manipulate your emotions. It's not about ignoring your feelings. It's about recognizing that your peace of mind is more valuable than temporary satisfaction. So how do you master non-reactivity? Start by practicing mindfulness. When someone says or does something that stings, pause and take a deep breath. Remind yourself that reacting impulsively often leads to regret. Instead, focus on the bigger picture, maintaining your composure and protecting your emotional balance. Next, embrace the Stoic concept of control. Ask yourself, is this something within my control? If the answer is no, like someone else's words or actions, choose to let it go. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This shift in perspective can help you stay grounded, even in emotionally charged situations. Finally, redirect your energy. Instead of focusing on the negative, channel your thoughts into productive actions. Whether it's working on a personal goal, spending time with supportive people, or simply enjoying a moment of peace, you'll find that your ability to not react strengthens your sense of self. Non-reactivity isn't about weakness. It's about wisdom. When you stay calm in the face of provocation, you show that you're in control of your emotions and life. It's a quiet strength that speaks louder than words and earns respect from those around you. The next time you're faced with a situation that tempts you to react, remember this rule: I control my mind, not outside events. If this resonates with you, share how you've stayed calm under pressure in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights on building resilience through Stoic wisdom. 6. Transform pain into power. Pain is inevitable in life, but suffering is a choice. This is a principle deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy. When you face adversity, you have two options: let it define you, or use it as fuel to grow stronger. By choosing the latter, you can turn your most painful moments into opportunities for transformation and empowerment. Let me share a story. A woman experienced a devastating breakup after years of investing in a relationship that ultimately fell apart. She felt broken and lost, questioning her worth and direction in life. One evening, while reflecting on her pain, she remembered something she had always wanted to do: complete a triathlon. At first, it seemed impossible. She wasn't a swimmer, she hadn't run in years, and she didn't own a bike. But instead of letting doubt hold her back, she decided to channel her pain into training. Every morning, she got up early to run, swim, or cycle. Each step, each lap, and each ride became a small victory over her heartache. Months later, she not only completed the triathlon but finished in the top 10. Her perseverance and newfound strength were featured in a local news story, and she became an inspiration to others. When her ex reached out to say, "I'm proud of you," she realized something profound. She no longer needed validation from anyone but herself. This story highlights a powerful lesson. Pain can be a catalyst for your greatest transformation. When you stop viewing challenges as setbacks and start seeing them as opportunities, you unlock a strength you never knew you had. Adversity becomes the friction that polishes you into the best version of yourself. To apply this principle, start by reframing your pain. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" Reflect on the areas of your life where you can grow. Whether it's developing a skill, improving your health, or pursuing a passion you've been putting off. 7. Build a magnetic aura. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to light up a room without saying a word? Their presence alone draws attention, and they radiate a calm confidence that others can't ignore. This is what we call a magnetic aura, and the good news is that you can build one too. Stoic philosophy teaches us that true attractiveness comes from within. By cultivating self-awareness, emotional balance, and positivity, you can create an irresistible energy that others are naturally drawn to. Let me share a story. After a difficult breakup, a woman found herself doubting her worth. She felt invisible, like no one truly noticed her anymore. One day, a friend suggested she try meditation, not to fix her pain, but to help her reconnect with herself. Reluctantly, she gave it a try. Over weeks of consistent practice, she began to notice subtle but powerful changes. Her thoughts became clearer, her emotions steadier, and she started smiling more without even realizing it. Her transformation didn't go unnoticed. At a wedding a few months later, she walked into the room with quiet confidence. Her calm energy and radiant smile caught everyone's attention, including her ex, who was also attending. He approached her and said, "You seem like a completely different person." She simply smiled and replied, "I've found myself." This story highlights a profound lesson. Confidence built from within is irresistible. People are naturally drawn to those who are content, secure, and grounded. You don't have to chase attention. It will find you when you focus on becoming your best self. So how do you build this magnetic aura? Start by cultivating mindfulness. Take time every day to be present, whether through meditation, journaling, or simply reflecting on your thoughts. This helps you stay grounded and clear-headed. Next, invest in self-care. Prioritize your physical health with regular exercise, balanced nutrition, and restful sleep. When you feel good in your body, it shows. Finally, practice gratitude and positivity. Instead of dwelling on what you lack, focus on what you have and what you're building. A grateful mindset creates a positive energy that others can't resist. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. When your thoughts are focused on growth, peace, and gratitude, they reflect in every aspect of your being. Over time, this inner work creates a magnetic aura that speaks louder than words. Remember, building a magnetic aura isn't about impressing others, it's about becoming someone you're proud of. And when you're truly proud of who you are, others can't help but notice. 8. Redefine success on your terms. What does success mean to you? For many, success is measured by society's expectations, status, wealth, or approval from others. But Stoic philosophy challenges us to think differently. Success isn't about meeting external standards, it's about aligning your actions with your values and living authentically. When you redefine success on your terms, you free yourself from the pressure to prove anything to anyone and begin living a life that truly fulfills you. Let me share a story. A man had spent years dreaming of working for a prestigious firm. After finally landing an interview, he felt confident he'd nailed it, only to receive a rejection email a few days later. He was devastated, feeling like he'd failed in the eyes of his peers and family. But after days of reflection, he realized that his worth wasn't tied to someone else's validation. He decided to take control of his path. Using skills he had developed over the years, he launched a small side business. At first, it was slow, but his passion and determination kept him going. 3 years later, his business was thriving, so much so that the same firm that rejected him reached out with a partnership offer. This time, he graciously declined, saying, "I've created something better for myself." He realized his version of success wasn't about working for someone else. It was about building something aligned with his values. This story teaches a vital lesson. True success comes from living authentically and focusing on what truly matters to you. It's not about seeking approval, but about creating a life that reflects your passions, values, and vision. To redefine success on your terms, start by identifying your core values. Ask yourself, what matters most to me? Is it creativity, family, freedom, or impact? Write these down and use them as your compass. Next, set personal goals that align with those values. These goals should excite and challenge you, but they should also feel meaningful to your journey. Finally, measure progress differently. Instead of comparing yourself to others, track your growth based on how aligned you are with your values and how fulfilled you feel. As Epictetus said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. When you redefine success as living with purpose and integrity, you stop chasing empty milestones and start creating a life that feels truly your own. Remember, success isn't about proving something to others. It's about living a life that feels right to you. So take a moment to reflect. What does success mean to you? As we wrap up, let's reflect on the 8 powerful rules we've discussed today. These aren't just steps to make someone regret losing you. They're principles to help you reclaim your strength, redefine your life, and find inner peace. Remember to never chase what's gone, elevate your standards, and create a life of fulfillment that shines brighter than your past. Embrace the power of silence. Master non-reactivity and transform pain into power. Build a magnetic aura that draws others in and redefine success on your own terms. Each of these principles, grounded in Stoic philosophy, is a step toward living with resilience, emotional balance, and purpose. This journey isn't about proving anything to others. It's about becoming someone you're proud of. So, which of these rules will you start with? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Stoic Narratives Official, and join our community for more insights on living a meaningful and empowered life. Until next time, stay strong, stay stoic.